The Hyperloop Pod Competition 3 will take place July 2018 in California. Hundreds of student teams from around the world applied, but only 20 were qualified for a place in the finals. We are HyperPodX, one of this year's competition finalists. And this is our story.
The story of HyperPodX for me begins where Alejandro introduced us into the team, and we were all started about the Hyperloop, thinking about the Hyperloop concept, thinking how amazing this whole concept is.
It was when Tesla and SpaceX. SpaceX was going to host a competition about Hyperloop, and that's how it all started.
SpaceX announced their plans of hosting a design competition for Hyperloop prototypes on June 2015, just 2 years after unveiling the alpha design document for the Hyperloop concept.
Hyperloop is a concept of taking a vacuum and running a train on it.
It's a fifth system of transportation. It's on the ground. It's long distance, so I would say about 200 kilometers to maybe 3,000 kilometers.
Europe has the highest continental rail density in the world. It relies heavily on trains. Trains are large vehicles on wheels. They use energy to accelerate alongside a pair of rails. However, some of this energy gets lost in friction on the wheels and in collisions with air molecules. This latter energy loss is proportional to velocity squared, meaning that after a certain point, it stops being energy efficient for regular trains to go faster.
The main problem by traveling is that we have the resistance from the air, from the atmosphere.
The friction of the air is a really big hassle. Even if you go slower and faster and faster and faster, then this friction of the air is getting a lot higher and higher.
And this costs a lot of energy, and this costs money.
The Hyperloop aims to solve this problem by replacing the wheels with magnetic levitation and propulsion systems and eliminating drag by placing the train inside a vacuum chamber.
Hyperloop will make a solution about this, so they reduced the force from the atmosphere. We go in a tube, and so we hope we can reduce energy for transportation.
But from a proposal to a fully fledged technology, there's a long way to go. That's where the Hyperloop competition comes in.
Hyperloop Pod competition is a great way of getting motivated, interested people to find the best solution to this complex problem.
So that's what the Hyperloop Pod competition is really good for, to see all these different kind of prototypes, see how they are levitating magnetically, see how they are levitating with air bearings, see how they are levitating with rotational magnets, with normal magnets. There are like so many different systems that can be used and tested.
At the beginning we thought, yes, it's a difficult task, but it's not something impossible. And we started working on it, and we got really far. The first team was only 8 people, and we were all classmates, we were all friends. So I just said, hey, do you guys want to work on this? And everybody said yes. So the first team was really easy to assemble.
We start with a small group of 8 guys, and we are good enough to get an invitation to Texas in 2016 and to present our concept.
The first competition had 2 parts. First, the teams came up with prototype concepts. Out of the more than 800 entries, around 120 were invited to the design weekend held in the Texas A&M University.
They made a big conference where all the teams that made it to that phase presented their designs before going to the construction phase.
And it was an amazing story to see how many other guys are influenced by this idea, and it was a great experience for all to take part in Texas.
After the design weekend, the first year, we still had the possibility to start building a prototype, but we said we're not gonna continue with this, we're gonna start over the next time and we're gonna do it well. We're gonna start with financing and all the other aspects of the project earlier, and we're gonna make it to the next stage.
The second year, together with Alejandro, we did like a little bit more of a recruiting. We did that in Oldenburg. We got a few people. We also got people from economics. We got people from many different kind of departments inside the university. From 6, we then grew up to 50 in the second competition, which was a pretty large team, and I was like, whoa.
I don't think it was difficult to get people to believe in us. We found a lot of support, and luckily we raised all the money we needed to build a prototype.
We built up a pod, a real pod, with all the things, the magnetic levitation, with the acceleration, with the brakes and all the things that you need to build up a vehicle, to go in a tube and to drive in a tube.
In August 2016, after building its first real pod, the team HyperPodX traveled to California to participate on the Hyperloop pod competition too.
There's the sea. That's LA. That's downtown LA. And if there wasn't so much fog, then you can actually see the Hollywood sign up there. For the competition, we've been 22 or 24 flying to America. That was already pretty fun, and that was a lot of people. There was a lot of action that we still had to do, because first time in America, second competition for everybody, but first time in America for our team. That was a tough goal to hit and to like accomplish all the stuff we had to accomplish at SpaceX.
The pod cleared all the tests performed in competition ground and won an innovation award for its unique design.
Our design was unique in many ways compared to the other prototypes. Our design was really flexible. We could adapt it and modify it and make many changes. It was an actual prototype that we could in real time adjust in many ways, and that's something that the jury really liked.
Now, in 2018, a new team was assembled to take over the challenge of bringing HyperPodX to new heights.